On tonight's show, Chicago's Cinco de Mayo parade canceled amid fears of ice.
Plus, a Chicago Cardinal heads to the conclave.
And the inside scoop at this year's NFL Draft. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Chicago This Week. I'm Annalise Cornejo Garcia.
And I'm Jake Mazarski.
A historic parade called off. Organizers canceled Chicago's annual Cinco de Mayo celebration, which celebrates Mexican heritage, citing fears of President Trump's immigration policies. Since January, ICE has targeted the sanctuary city, ramping up raids in Chicago and its surrounding suburbs. Organizers say they hope that the parade will be back next year. Joining me now here in the studio is Pilsen organizer Diego Morales. Diego, thank you so much for being here with us today. Tell me about how people are feeling right now. There's a lot going on. There's people who are kind of nervous about the parade being canceled and, you know, the future really of their status here in the U.S. What are they telling you?
Well, thank you for inviting me, Annalise. And, you know, you're right. There's so many concerns and fears in our community, and that's deliberate from this federal administration. I think they're really trying to make people afraid to go about their daily lives. It's been so heartening and wonderful to see just the amount of neighbors that are working with us to educate ourselves on our rights, that are going and educating businesses on how they can protect their workers, their family members putting up support systems, helping people when they get detained, and getting them out, which has happened. So it is a mixed bag, but I think that while there is a lot of fear, it shouldn't be understated that Chicago, you know, it's not our first rodeo.
What are some of the resources you can offer them, or even just general advice for them moving forward?
Yeah, so I make sure people aware of. This is one of the resources that we make people aware of. This is the Family Support Hotline. 855-435-7693. Immigration activity, you can report it to this, and we'll have a team that goes out and investigates and follows up. So really important that we make people aware of numbers and resources like these to help us keep, you know, ourselves as educated and as responsive and as, you know, resistant to these efforts.
Moving on to our next story, new legislation bars insurrectionists from city jobs here in Chicago. Our Peggy Hellman brings us this report.
This week, the Chicago City Council voted to ban January 6 Capitol rioters from getting city jobs. This, months after President Donald Trump pardoned over 1,500 accused and convicted rioters.
We have to root out extremism and make sure that the people that are hired by the city of Chicago have an unbiased opinion and just want to serve the city of Chicago.
The ordinance passed 44-3 on the principle that convicted January 6 rioters should not be able to serve a government they violently tried to overthrow.
We're going to call it out and we're going to stand up and fight to make sure that we're protecting democracy. Opponents
of the legislation argue that the ordinance creates a political litmus test for public employment.
This is a nothing burger. We're going to wreck those people's lives.
But January 6 rioter Pam Hempel says she sees where Chicago City Council is coming from.
It's ridiculous. I don't know. I feel like that should be a law, that anybody involved in January 6 cannot be qualified to run for office.
The former Trump supporter rejected a pardon from President Trump. She says she wanted to take responsibility for her actions, a quality she finds vital in public leadership.
Thanks, Peggy. Mourners gathered following the death of Pope Francis. Our Riley Cook headed to a mass in his honor.
Chicago's Holy Name Cathedral filled with parishioners, clergy, and community members paying their respects to late Pope Francis.
Let us place ourselves before an almighty and ever-living God who is full of mercy and compassion, something that Pope Francis reminded us of throughout his whole ministry as a successor of Peter.
Lifelong Catholics and converts attending the service.
Been with Pope Francis from the very beginning.
I'm a recent convert. I joined the church last year.
Ahead of the conclave to choose the next pontiff, many reflected on the legacy of a humble man who changed the church.
He was so humble and loving, kind, and really trying to turn the church around.
And I think he led an example of how to just be simple.
A great man and set a wonderful example for people through his death.
His progressive stances on social issues resonating with Chicago's diverse Catholic population.
His commitment to caring for creation, I think is so important for us to get a hold of what is happening to our world right now, and God calls us to care for that.
He called Gaza every day to talk to the priests there to see how everyone was, if they were eating, what the injuries were. He reached out to everyone, whether they were in our Catholic faith or not.
Some seeing him as a uniting figure who led with love for all in a time of division.
We tend to make a lot of things about politics, and I don't really think that was the point of the church, but he was very pastoral. He cared about those in need and those who were struggling and those who were hurting.
It's trying to bring people together. Hopefully the next pope will be able to reach out as well.
We live in a divided world, and so it was very clear by both the teachings of Christ and by the life that he lived that it doesn't matter if you have the same faith or not, you care for your neighbor, whether they are a stranger or a friend.
Parishioners waiting in line to shake Cardinal Cupich's hand before he heads to Rome for the funeral. When asked about who may come next, he said he trusts the Holy Spirit to guide the College of Cardinals in the right direction.
Pope Francis was an individual who had a palpable sense of the risen Lord present in the life of the church. And whenever we attend to that, we get it right. And that's exactly what we should be doing.
We just wrapped up April, which is Autism Awareness Month. Alexia Cadota-Browner brings us this report.
U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sparked outrage with remarks about autism and its impact on families.
I am very displeased, very disheartened.
It made me feel like those on the spectrum are not supposed to have social relationships.
To have that kind of hate and misinformation coming from the tops of our government is just shocking and scary.
April is Autism Acceptance Month, and with the rise of Netflix's Love on the Spectrum, autism awareness is growing. A Love on the Spectrum star called Kennedy's remarks ignorant and offensive, sharing his own triumphs living with autism.
I am neurodiverse, but I have proven that I absolutely 100% can function like a normal member of society. I pay my own expenses, and I now have a serious romantic relationship.
Chicago's Brandon Bender shares that view, finding success in his career and sports broadcasting while being on the spectrum.
I have been able to interact daily with the same people very well, and you would almost never be able to tell them on the spectrum unless I told you.
Kimi Matsumura founded the Chicago Autism Network to help families access affordable therapy. As Autism Acceptance Month ends, she's calling for more government support.
What we really need to be looking at is how can we support these families?
Now, Matsumura tells me funding is critical to help families with autism access the support they need and therapy programs. She says the faster kids can get support, the sooner they can reach their potential. Live in Chicago, I'm Alexia Cadota-Browner. Back to you.
Thanks so much, Alexia. Road closures in Lincoln Square have been extended yet again due to ongoing construction. Our Simone Roberts headed there to check it out. What did you see, Simone?
Thanks, Annalise. This street has been closed for 10 extra days, and residents are enjoying the new family-friendly environment with kids running around everywhere. Take a look.
With children running around, outdoor music, and warmer weather, this Lincoln Square community is making the best out of construction.
I think it's been really incredible seeing children running around and playing without having to worry about getting hit by a driver or cars on the street.
But just kind of looking at this road, it kind of pointless to really drive here. It's better overall just to have a more walkable community.
The 4700 block of North Lincoln Avenue is car-free since mid-April and was slated to open up this past weekend. However, complications are pushing that back. While some residents are enjoying this sense of community,
just keep drawing us over here to enjoy this, everything.
I figured it might be a wonderful opportunity just to make chalk art.
Shop owners are looking forward to the car-free zone ending.
The month of April is one of our busiest event months. It was difficult to warn everyone who had been planning to come to our events. I think we had some fall off of attendance.
Closure, unfortunately, has not helped our cause. You know, all of the discussion with tariffs and construction, creating some additional roadblocks, if you will. It has just caused quite a bit of slowdown.
Construction affects travel customers and deliveries, but until the car-free zone is over, residents are enjoying the new walking space.
So we heard that this road was going to be closed for 10 days. We just messaged a couple friends and said, hey, we're going to have this street wide open for people. We should just build some benches.
Benches that are now frequently used.
Thanks so much, Simone. Luckily, road closures are no issue in Lakeview East, where the annual race for Rosé is taking place. Our Abby Feldman is on the scene. Abby, what are people racing for?
Hi, Annalise. People were racing, walking, sipping on rosé, but most importantly, they were raising money and awareness for Alzheimer's.
Run for rosé!
It's a toast to memories and to hope.
All right, let's go.
Runners and walkers hit the streets of Lakeview East for Bottles Up annual Run and Walk for Rosé 5K, pouring support into the fight against Alzheimer's. The National Institute of Health says an estimated 6.9 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's today. It's the 5th leading cause of death for seniors, and nearly 2/3 of those diagnosed are women.
Right, I've always wanted to do a 5K, so why not do it for Alzheimer's? I represent my auntie who has Alzheimer's.
Which the biggest risk factor is age. About 1 in 3 people over 85 live with Alzheimer's, and cases are expected to double by 2060. Support came from all corners, including partners like Clinker Brick Winery, who helped sponsor the event.
Being able to support a cause like that and also support a local women-owned business here in Chicago, like those are all really incredible values for me, so it's an honor to be here.
Bottles Up owner Melissa Zeman created this event to blend new memories with a mission that hits close to home.
My grandmother died from Alzheimer's. I also think that I love memories. Memories are your life. So we're running for our memories and creating moments that we can hopefully remember for a long time.
Every step and every sip supports the Illinois chapter of the Alzheimer's Association.
Thanks, Abby.
Stay with us for team coverage at the NFL Draft. Up next. Hi, I'm Jake Mazarski, and this is Chicago This Week Sports. We start tonight with team coverage of the NFL Draft. Izzy Begley has the story of one player's personal story that led him to the draft. But we start with Avery Feldman, who attended the draft this weekend in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Avery, what can you tell us about the atmosphere at Lambeau Field?
That's right. The atmosphere was wild in Green Bay, and over 200,000 fans were in attendance. Take a look.
Go, Pack, go!
Was chanted several times over the 3 days the NFL Draft took place in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It's a crazy experience. For us, it's one in a lifetime. We'll never do it again.
Lifelong Packers fan Shane Bazil told me while inside Lambeau Field, which is just one of the activities the NFL Draft experience included. Fans were able to run a 40-yard dash, kick a field goal, and throw footballs for accuracy. The draft also held the Lombardi Trophy and previous Super Bowl rings on display. Celebrities like former Packer legend Clay Matthews were in attendance. Football fans say they come for the experience.
I'm sure I'd see it better on TV, but to be here, you get to take it all in.
Part of the experience is the suspense.
I have no predictions because you never know what's going to happen. Because there's trading up, there's trading down, you really don't know what you're all going to get.
I love the NFL. My favorite team is 49ers, obviously, and I want to see what we're going to draft this year.
San Francisco selected Mikael Williams as their first-round pick, but the first overall pick belonged to the Tennessee Titans, who selected quarterback Cam Ward of Miami.
I think a lot of it is you hope for the best for the team that you're rooting for, and you want to see them do well in the draft, and hopefully they come out better than they've been.
We have a trade.
The NFL season starts in September.
Thanks, Avery. Excitement for the NFL Draft was felt across the country, including right here in Chicago. I attended a draft party at Soldier Field to see how Bears fans feel about the newest addition to the team.
Not get high. Woo!
Yes! Bear down! Let's go!
For the first round of the NFL Draft, Bears fans packed Soldier Field to watch the team's selection.
First time here, so it's been really great just to see the atmosphere, see the excitement of just the draft, and it's just really great to just be in an environment where everybody's excited about the Bears.
This is a great environment, great place.
Fans got to meet current and former players, tour the locker room, and do other events around the stadium.
My first time here, so I'm seeing everything. I just got to see Briscoe for the first time over there.
It's really nice, man. My first time here, I'd like to come again.
All the excitement and anticipation led up to the 10th overall pick.
The Chicago Bears select Corsten Loveland, tight end, Michigan.
I'm so excited. I mean, like you said, it's just the Bears are just up. I think Coach Johnson, he's amazing. But the main thing, I think we just got to play together and go win games, and I think that's going to happen. I'm super excited.
Thursday night made fans optimistic about the Bears going into 2025.
Strong this year. We're looking good, man. I like Ben Johnson. I like the overhaul of the whole coaching staff.
Just seeing the growth throughout the last couple of years. We've been through a couple coaches within the last 5 years even. So It's exciting to see the change and to see what's coming.
I don't know. First year coach. We'll see.
There's a lot of potential happening right now. I'm going to say 9 wins. We're squeaking in the wild card. That's it.
The NFL draft is full of highs and lows for fans and players. Our Izzy Begley has a story of one player's inspiring story that led him to the draft.
Thanks, Jake. This past weekend, I caught up with Tyler Neville. Tyler Neville is a tight end who was just picked up by the Dallas Cowboys. And let's just say his path to the NFL was anything but linear.
Calandria with time. To the end zone, and it is caught by Tyler Neville. Touchdown for
Tyler Neville's journey to the NFL isn't just about talent. It's about perseverance.
I had medical challenges from the jump. I was born deaf until I was 4. I couldn't hear. And then middle school, I had what's called pectus excavatum. And then a year after that is when I was diagnosed with cancer.
Growing up, Tyler was either playing sports or in doctor's appointments.
He's a ridiculously persistent and determined human being, regardless of the medical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's just his character.
So I leave my house about 4:30, 4:45 every morning. Get there at 6. So it's first line for my chemo to be made. It would take a couple hours for that to be made, and it took 5 hours for it to drip in. And then I get home by 5. I have tutors for an hour and a half. And then I have basketball from 7 to 9.
Tyler's determination led him from Harvard to Virginia, chasing a dream bigger than football.
Despite having, had 7 major surgeries, never missed a practice, never missed a game. And right away, I realized he was going to be our next great tight end.
Tyler's really gritty. He'll put his face in anything. Tyler's always stepping up to the plate.
Now, after signing with the Dallas Cowboys, Tyler is ready for his next challenge.
It's been tough. These past couple months have been tough, a whirlwind of emotions. I hear one thing, hear another thing. Regardless, I'm in a great position. I couldn't be more excited.
Thanks, Izzy. Now shifting to Chicago baseball. Our Anthony Lowe has a story on the Chicago Cubs series against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Anthony, did Dodgers fans invade Wrigleyville this weekend?
Thanks, Jake. Dodgers fans did invade Wrigleyville for the 2-game series against the Cubs. Check it out.
Last week, Wrigleyville was buzzing with energy as the hometown Chicago Cubs hosted the reigning World Series champions Los Angeles Dodgers for the second game of a highly anticipated 2-game series. Before the contest, fans were excited for the matchup, with a surprise appearance of a dedicated Dodgers fan march, which highlighted the excitement of baseball fans eager for the conclusion of this compelling showdown.
It's my first time in Chicago, and I thought, hey, let's go to a Cubs game, see what the atmosphere is like, see what the sports culture is like in the U.S., and it honestly blew my mind. It was so nice. It was such a great community. The atmosphere was great.
It felt kind of really special to have this as our first full day in Chicago, and then having this as our kind of first baseball game to go to, and then it being this good of a game. It was so fun and entertaining, and people were just asking each other how they've been, and we feel interacting with other people, and it was just this whole just really wholesome vibe and just really fun.
The Cubs capped their 2-game set against the Dodgers with a tight 7-6 victory. Pete Crow Armstrong powered the offense with a home run and 4 RBIs, securing the win and clinching the season series for Chicago 4-3.
It's something that we failed to do last year with the teams in contention. We failed to win season series against nearly all of them. So it's, you don't know if it's going to matter. It's April and we've got 130 games left on the schedule. But it's a swing when you get down to it, and at the end it could matter. So, it's that, and it's a sign you're playing good baseball against very good teams.
It was a big win for the Cubs, but their focus remains locked on the long season ahead.
Thanks, Anthony. DePaul University softball celebrated a big anniversary. Blake, can you tell us about this emotional reunion?
Yes, Jake, it's been 20 years since DePaul's 2005 squad was just one of 8 teams standing in the Women's College World Series. That memory came back to Wish Field.
A group of special people from 2005 up the left field line. Next with
Success, memories, and family. All things that filled the room for DePaul's 2005 women's softball team as they celebrated their 20th anniversary.
You spend so many hours with these girls, they become your family. I've sang at some of their weddings. I've, been attended weddings. We're kind of like, it just becomes a part of you. I have a tattoo today that says I went there just because it's a great memory.
That team wasn't just good, they were unforgettable. With a 45-21 record and a stunning run to the Women's College World Series, they put the Big East, and most importantly DePaul, on the national softball map.
To be at the level where you're on ESPN prime time, you don't really get another chance at that. There, the cameras are in your face. I'm going, oh my gosh, I never thought I'd be playing here,
Just seeing how far we've come and knowing that we kind of paved the way is amazing to see, because I barely even recognize the neighborhood, definitely the facility. We had a raggedy Wishfield. I lost a tooth on Wishfield. I'm like, where's the rocks that we had before?
For current DePaul head coach Liz Jajewski, she was an assistant coach for that squad as she leads a new generation of Blue Demons. Their story is still inspiring the new age of DePaul women's softball.
Just having everyone come back together was a big goal of mine when I took this job, is reuniting the past with the future and moving us into the next generation, and that is starting to happen. I'm really happy for it.
Thanks, Blake. Up next, music, theater, food, and more in the city.
Stick around for more. Now, we bring you entertainment and fun on the city. A new bakery is opening in Lincoln Park. Our Grace Friedman went to check it out.
In Lincoln Park, a sweet new spot has arrived. Klein's Bakery, blending Venezuelan traditions with American favorites.
We are the first bakery in Chicago that have a mix of American and Venezuelan pastries together.
Sisters Diana and Jessica fell in love with Chicago, making it their home and their dream. And their neighbors are loving it.
Vibe in here, I feel like it's so beautiful, and the colors are bright. There's a really cool floral design on the other side. It's just very calm and very welcoming.
At Klein's, it's about community. Whether you're stopping in for breakfast or a coffee break, the bakery is becoming a Lincoln Park staple.
All the neighbors are very happy because we open here, because they came in with the pajamas and drink a coffee. So we feel very comfortable here with the people.
And it's not just the warm atmosphere. The sweets are winning hearts too.
Actually, our most famous and popular dessert is our tres leches cake. It's the Venezuelan style tres leches.
Good food, good company, and a new Chicago tradition in the making.
Thanks, Grace. Next, a music festival at an improv theater. Our Katie Lacovara headed there to learn more. Katie, what's playing?
What's playing? All types of music. It's called the Thawed Out Music Festival, and it's the first ever at the I.O. Theater.
It seems like winter is finally over in Chicago, and one of the best ways to celebrate spring's arrival is at the Thawed Out Music Festival at the I.O. Theater.
It's really fun. It's a beautiful day, a good crowd.
It's a fun day to get started with the Chicago summer season of music.
Established in 1981, I.O. Theater is legendary for improv, although the theater's director says he hoped the festival will bring even more people to I.O.
Even though we've been in the city since '81, there are still people I meet every day that have never heard of us. I've always tried to do different programming and try different things, especially to just bring people here.
While I.O. is known for its comedy, Steven says there's always been a connection between improv and music.
There's always been this through line of music and improvisation and art. So I think, to talk about the roots of I.O., I think this is very much in line. While it is a totally different experience and it's music-based, it feels very much of the spirit of this building.
Thanks, Katie. Another show plays at the I.O. Theater, and I headed there to see it. Check it out.
We showcase Latina excellence.
It's magic on stage.
It's like one big party.
It's a real stomping ground for learning.
It's escándalo. That's Spanish for scandal. And to Chicago's comedy scene, it's one of a kind. About a year and a half ago, a cast of 18 Latino comedians formed the first of what co-founder Alonso Ramirez says is like...
You're coming to a house party or you've been invited personally to be here, And it just feels like one big family.
That pairs improv with common Latino experiences that connect the community.
I feel like when you're Latino, you understand the vibe of Escándalo as soon as you walk in.
And I think the funniest type of content is the content that you grew up with, the content that you've seen.
We're not mic'd up, right?
And producer co-founder Kendra Jamaica says the hours-long booming laughter that fills I.O. Theater is more than just medicine.
In today's world, it's so oppressive. There's so much going on, and we can't change the status of the country, but what we can do is have an hour of a week where we're just having fun.
Escándalo's founders say a sold-out first show proved the need for more inclusive comedy.
It's okay to enjoy the things we do and accept us for who we are.
We have a saying in Escándalo, which is into yourself. Whether you're a performer or you attend, there's a part of you that connects it to yourself.
Still more shows to see this week, this time in Evanston. Our Amanda Perkowski checked out a new play at Northwestern University. Amanda, tell us all about it.
Sure, Annalise. Through May 11th, the Wirt Center is featuring A Tale of Peter Rabbit, aimed at children. Before the show, I spoke with the director about the reimagining of this classic story.
Let's say he is not the one that is stealing vegetables from the garden, and we still don't know if his father and Mr. McGregor really turned into a meat pie. That's just a rumor. But what we do know is that they go inside the book and they change the story.
This reimagined tale has additional takeaways for young audiences, as explained by Peter Rabbit himself.
I think kids can really learn that it's okay to forge your own path and decide who you want to be and form your story for yourself.
These books that we read as kids, like A Tale of Peter Rabbit, are very formative for us, so it's so exciting to get to bring that to life for kids and introduce them to maybe their first time seeing theater.
This is Louie's first play ever, and we're so excited to live nearby to Northwestern so that we can take advantage of all of the great theater.
I love the productions here. We go to a lot of Mutlark Plays, which is a local theater in town for children, but it's geared toward a little bit of an older audience, so I'm really excited to be able to share this with them today.
For those who arrive early, kids can make crafts at tables near the main entrance.
We've got little cutout pictures for them to color them, and then we've created a garden on the window, and they'll put the vegetables into the garden.
Layla made a craft at the origami station.
A flower.
Wow. And in preparation to see the big rabbit, can you show us your hops? Can you do your hops for us again? Wow! If you want to hop over to the theater but are worried about flashes of light and loud sounds, the show has a sensory-friendly performance on Sunday, May 11th.
Thanks so much, Amanda. And thanks everyone for watching tonight's episode of Chicago This Week.
We'll be back next Friday with more. Have a great night, everyone.